you. That was purposeful. So now we were talking about how 2020's Christmas or holiday season is different than past holiday seasons. Did anyone else want to jump in on that? Yeah, yeah.
So I would have to say I agree with all the ladies, but one thing that has really stuck out to me is pivoting. And I had to pivot my mindset. I mean, as the young lady that had spoken before me, it taught us that we as African American women really were hit hard with it, because you were right. We had to decide on the wants and the needs. I too felt it, but I actually felt it in a better way. I've gained clients because as I pivot, it made my mindset on sharpening on what am I offering? How can I help everybody? And knowing that, again, I can't help everybody, and hone in on those that I can help. So I have believed that this has made me more aware of what's around me and who's around me and who I can serve and who I can't serve. And knowing that I cannot serve everybody, and it's okay that I cannot serve everybody. It also has taught me, though, that, and look, I made it through. And I'm gonna have to say this year has been the first year ever, I have told Elisa, ever, that I have taken off a month and my business is still moving, ever. And so it has made me learn how to pivot in a mindset that, okay, now I'm doing it in the right way, right? I'm moving with the right group and in front of the right group of people, so now it can run itself. So I have to say the mindset has really had me to think that way, in a different way now.
Beautiful. Sheila, I saw your hand up there a second ago.
Yes. So I think that one of the things is we've realized not to take things for granted anymore. And I think for many of us in business, it's been easy to hide on social media, just kind of, I don't want to say not showing up, but just playing small. And I think we've realized we can't play small anymore. We have to go out and play big, because we do have messages that are important. We do have messages that people need to hear. We do have services that will help bring somebody else up. We are all in this together. And so we do need to collaborate, and we do need to give shout outs to our fellow entrepreneur or women entrepreneur, sister entrepreneur. We have to come together and start saying, okay, Alicia has this. Let me call her, because we all know that we're all in need, and that it's just like, let's not take each other for granted. Let's not take our messages for granted. Let's not take our businesses for granted. Let's not take our families for granted. And I think that we are going to come out stronger. I know we are going to come out stronger in 2021, because we're preparing right now. I think that Christmas is going to be different right now, because we're like preparing right now. We're like, let's prepare for 2021 in our businesses. Let's show up. How do I need to up level? How do I need to upgrade? How do I need to get my health together? All of it. We're not taking any of this for granted anymore. We're moving forward, and we're moving forward strong, and we're moving forward because we're not just thinking of ourselves anymore. We're thinking of each other. So this has brought us together, I think. That's what I'm seeing in the marketplace.
Beautiful. Does anyone else have any comments, Amber?
Yes, I just want to say quickly on as far as what everybody has been talking about. Let me take it on a personal level. On a personal level, it's where, this was kind of like unannounced. Who thought in 2020 this would be going on, number one. I mean, it's like wherever you go, you have to have a mask on and or gloves to protect yourself. You gotta stay distant from people. And it's kind of strange also, as was mentioned before, even like with extended families or close families. Uh, this past Thanksgiving, it was my sister and I, my nephew, my niece, her fiance, and my two great nephews, and that was it. So as far as any aunts, any cousins, and having to like, I have to admit I'm a hugger,
Mhm.
and like like some of my cousins, like we're close, like brothers and sisters, or mainly sisters now. It's kind of like, ugh. We're all saying to each other, "I'll be so glad when COVID is over,"
I
because
understand.
yeah, even a couple of weeks ago, I met up with one of my cousins at a small business networking event, and we had to like bump elbows and all that, which was strange to us because it's like we can't even hug each other, and we're first cousins. It's like, but we got to be safe, and we had to keep our 6 feet distance, and you got to protect yourself as well because you got to think of the other person and yourself no matter where you go, because you got those that for whatever reason are going to test the waters with the 6 feet and everything. And that's also why a lot of states, cities are in the state that they're in right now. For instance, here in my hometown, in the county I'm living in, we're under what's called red, getting close to purple, which means if it's close to purple, it might be close to a lockdown real soon. So it's like, get it together. It's unbearable at times, but if it means being safe, hey, I'm gonna be safe and ride this out because it's the best thing to do. So with that, as far as the business side, I was online already, but I had to be more so online. It had to expand and rethink some things. And not only that, as everybody mentioned, the mindset. Oh, yes, the mindset had to change because in order to adjust and adapt, I had to think a different way. I couldn't think the same way as before COVID hit. I couldn't even think the same way as back in 2019, 18, and all of that from there. You have that aspect of it. You also have the aspect of checking out even what I have. Do I need? Don't I need? What can be updated? What needs to be put to the side until another time? And on from there.
Mhm.
You also had it where I proud to say, actually, this Shop Small Saturday, I finally had a sale. I was happy. I tell people it might have been something small, but I I said
Well,
after so many Shop Small Saturdays, it's like, can I have one, please? And I had the one. I was thrilled and everything. It didn't pan out like I wanted, but I thought differently. I said, you know what? Let me just keep going because I have seen, as was also mentioned earlier, Pam mentioned earlier, I've started seeing an increase, believe it or not, of business, and I am very grateful and thankful for that. So that has been my experience and reaching out more too. So in a nutshell, that's everything that has been happening and how it's going to look during even Christmas, New Year's on from there. So I have to make sure I keep that in mind.
I know on a personal level, my daughter invited me to dinner, and I know that one of her friends, who's, this is personal, but sexually active. Should I put it that way? He's a hoe.
Hmm.
And so I told her, I said, I love you, but John's going to be there, and I'm almost 60. We're, if you're over 55, you're in that age. And so I told her, I'm like, I love John, but I'm not sure I can come. And that's weird because John's like a second child to me. But I know John is out and about and he's not taking care of that. What you're saying, some people are not taking care of that. And I am. I've been quarantined since March, basically. So it's weird when you look at family gatherings, how, who would ever think about something like that before? It shouldn't even matter, but it does now. It does now. We had someone come in, Cedrin Butler. Cedrin, are you still there? I was just
Yeah, yes, and it's Zedrelin or Z for
Adrienne.
short.
Wait now, are you? I just checked and I didn't see you under the BWP podcast. Are you a member?
Yeah, I'm in the group,
Oh, you are.
and I missed it last week, and then almost I just got finished from a call, so I'm a little late this week, but
Oh,
I'm here.
now in the group that you signed up with us, because I was just looking for your name. What name did
Oh,
you?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to differentiate my name on Facebook because it was the same as my business. So my
Oh,
business, so what you see is probably Lizzie B.
that's the one. I was just trying to
Sorry.
figure out if you were out. There was an Alexandria and there was a Lizzie B, and I thought she's got to be one of them. I knew
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's me.
Okay,
Sorry.
now that got you. So tell me a little bit about you. And by the way, Lizzie B, thank you so much for showing up here. I love putting a voice and a face and all of that to the names. So tell me a little bit about what you do and how you got involved.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm thankful to be here. I don't really know where to start. Okay, so I started out being a travel consultant, and I started in September of 2019, and that was like really brand new for me as far as business, as far as the travel industry, all of that. And I was just about getting into my swing. I finally found my niche like right before COVID. And I come from like a little different background because I'm a former athlete. And so I normally when I hop on calls like this, I'm like usually the only one. Um, and so I wanted my niche to be in sport travel to help colleges save money, help AAU teams, parents, basically. And my mentor at that time, she was like, "Oh, well, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna write a couple of books." She was trying to get me prepared for the shift. I really wasn't thinking it was gonna be a shift like this, and I think she knew it was coming. So I was like, "Well, first of all, I don't write books, okay? So I don't think that's gonna be me." But I mean, this past August, I released my first book, so
Yeah.
it's an amazing feeling. And so I was also in graduate school. I just graduated in May of this year, and my master's was in sport management.
Great job.
So, oh yeah, thank you. God is really, I don't know if everybody is religious or spiritual, but I have just had so much on my plate. And it's like when I look back now, it's like, oh my goodness, I did all of this. So like in the midst of starting a business and then shifting the business to another business, which I'll get to, getting my master's degree, an opportunity came up for a women's certification through Cornell University for free. And I was able to I was doing a lot. And I have a set of twins that they're toddler. They're two. Y'all, I'm all over the place.
That's beautiful. Love it.
So in the first call with my mentor, when she was telling me I was going to write a book, this, that, and the other, that's where my passion was birthed. And so right now I help student athletes transition to whatever next level they have. So be it high school to college or college beyond. So I thought about, how my transition was to college, and I'm basically right now the gap to I wish somebody was there to tell me this. So when I think about my high school, it's kind of like I wish I would have known this. This would have been helpful because some of the choices that I made in college, student loans are still affecting me now when I didn't have to have any student loans. But there's just so many different things that I have for that era, for that industry. And on top of that, college, after you graduate, and people don't really realize that if you've used sports as a coping mechanism for whatever reason why you began playing sports in the first place, when you don't have that anymore, it is a very hard transition.
Mm.
And so I'm here to help prepare and plan for after college. So not only are the high school student athletes a part of my target audience, but also their parents, because a lot of them don't know, especially if their child is the first to go to college or the first to play any type of sport in college. And in my course, my college students, and I'm so excited, y'all. I'm very excited because I just got off the phone. It was supposed to be an hour meeting, but it ended up being like 3 hours. We just got so excited. But we were talking about international players. So there's a genre in the industry, you know, where specifically Jamaica is who we were talking about. That was the consulting group. They do a lot of work with Jamaicans, and they're just lost. They don't understand what to expect, and the issue is, you know, are they being scammed by the people that are helping them? Because there's just, you know, one thing after another. So basically, they're not comfortable with that situation. So it's just like one door opens like every time I turn around, and I'm like in a place where I'm enjoying. I don't have my first clients yet, but it's like I'm in the preparation stage. Like I'm doing all of the background work. I'm networking like crazy. And everything is pretty much falling in. So I'm not really worried about that. I don't have my client because I know that they are coming, and that drives me. I hop in the groups, and I must say that the Black Women Promote and Black Women Podcast, you know, you all are an incredible group of ladies, and I really look up to the ladies, you know, that are posting and inspiring and all of those things, because I need that support, because the sport industry is very much male dominated. And I just love everything that y'all post. I try my best to keep up with the celebrations, and all of those things. So that's where I am now. I am from Arkansas. So I'm from the South. I see some smiles from some people. So I don't know where you all are from, but I don't know. I went to school in Texas. Have a set of twins that are 2. I think I mentioned that, in an 8-year-old. So my life is very busy.
Are your twins boys, girls?
They are a boy and girl, and I thank God every day that it's not 2 girls, because my girl is dramatic.
I
handle 2
love
dramatic
twins. My twins are 22. Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
Just turned 23. 2 boys, and they were football players. So
that is so cool.
Great.
You need to talk to them. I've been trying to talk to all these former athletes and current athletes to kind of help pave the way for the younger generation. So that is cool.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely connect. One went on for they both got football scholarships, but one decided to take it on, and then had enough injuries where he just like, I'm done, right? Enough injuries.
Yeah. Wow. That is
back home now, and I'm sure he probably has some struggles. He's a sweet kid, so I don't know what his struggles all may be, but I'm sure they're there. So I think it'd be nice for him to have somebody that just kind of chat with.
That's an interesting topic. Wow. That's so incredible. I don't want to take over the conversation, but I enjoy.
Well, you mentioned twins.
You're interesting. It's got a lot of interesting stuff going on.
So.
Yes.
You know, I was just thinking, Sheila, when you said that he's back home at 23, the thing that in the NFL, although they make so much money, their careers are usually over like at 25. That's crazy.
Yeah.
When you think about that, that's insane. 27 to 30, they're old. That's
absolutely.
There's a lot of injuries in that sport. You know, some of them get through without all those injuries, and they make these careers for years and years and years. But you know, some bodies, I guess, can take it better than others. I don't know.
I was just talking to the lady prior to this call, and that was one of the things that we were talking about is, it's actually after they stop I wish it was more the NFL could do. I say NFL because it's probably one of the most physical sport. But their bodies start breaking down. Like I haven't played in, let's see, this is 2020, probably 15 years. That was my last year of eligibility. And like, I kid you not, my knees will tell me if it's raining. Like,
Yeah. I can relate to this,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, I'm 37, but my knees, I promise, they're like 97.
I used to run. I know. I used to run 7.5 miles a day. And even though I had a 26-inch waist, and I remember once I stopped, I did cause an accident. My knees cry to me every time it rains, girl. I know what you're talking about. They cry.
Yes. So, yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.